What made me excited about this project was really that it was different than what is on TV right now. I felt like you really got into the characters, that it was about life, that it was about people, it was about their choices. It was just very character-based and interesting, and for me as an actress, that was something exciting. But also just seeing this family and how they navigate and the pressure that they're put under right at the top of the series, and how they handle that. And it makes for an incredible ride, I think. I play Harlee Santos, who's a detective, single mom. Been on the force for over 10 years now, and has become like a family with the people that she works with. Group of cops, maybe do a little questionable things here and there as far as like just trying to survive type stuff. Nothing really high-end or robbing banks or anything like that, but they push the limits of what they should do sometimes, which is unfortunately what you have to do sometimes as a law enforcement officer. At the beginning of the series, in the first episode, in the pilot, you see Harlee picked up by the FBI. And they are basically, you know, forcing her into a corner to rat out her crew and find out if there's something bigger going on than just the normal kind of everyday grift that maybe people know go on, but, you know, kind of overlook. This is the first time that I've actually starred in a television series and also produced it. I've produced other series and things like that, but this is the first time where it's like everything. I'm thinking about script, I'm thinking about costumes, I'm thinking about story, I'm thinking about casting. It's like, and I'm thinking about how I can make this as real as I can as an actress and really bring it to life. It's exciting because of that for me. Another reason why this project was something that I really wanted to do. I mean, it is special. The writing was exceptional. Like I said, it was something that was just not something you see every day. First of all, when you come across something that's written well, it's, believe it or not, it's much more rare than you think. Well, you know that from all the not so great movies that are out there. But, but when you come across something like this that you know is already well written, but also has such great potential with the characters and where they're gonna go, and you just really want to see, I want to see what happens to Harlee by the end of this. You know, I don't know, I haven't read episode 13 at this point, so you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, what's gonna happen? How is it all gonna resolve? You know, how does this, how do, you know, what are their relationships, you know, gonna go? It's an exciting thing, and I think to watch it is gonna be really interesting. Harlee is complex, but really simple at the same time in a way. You know, she knows what's most important. And what's most important is her daughter. And that makes her life really, really focused. And all her choices really, really focused. That doesn't mean it's not complicated. It is. It's super complicated for her. And I think one of the interesting things about playing this character is how on edge she is constantly. And how at the brink of kind of, she could be of falling apart at any moment. You just don't know when it's gonna happen because she's under such tremendous pressure. She's riding, it's like she's on a tightrope, you know, just balancing, you know, between, you know, dealing with the FBI and believing she's not lying to everybody in her life. And it's her lies and it's her trying to keep herself afloat, her surviving, that is so compelling to me to watch and to play. You know, every scene is so full of stakes for her. The stakes are so high. There's so much going on in every single scene with every single character. It just makes for it, you know, a very riveting series. It's not the typical heroine, like, oh, I'm gonna root for her because all she does is good. No, I'm gonna root for her because she's human and I understand her struggle. I understand what it is to sometimes make a questionable choice that in the long run is the best thing for your child or for your life or for your survival. People do this all the time. And I think that's why people are gonna root for Harlee's, because I think at the end of the day, we're all doing the best we can. And we all make messed up choices sometimes, you know, thinking in the long run it's gonna turn out okay. And then sometimes it doesn't, because we shouldn't have made that choice. But that's what the whole series is about. It's about shades. It's about shades of what's right and wrong, and the choices that we make. And sometimes they're right, and sometimes they're wrong, and sometimes they're the wrong choice, but it's the right thing, and sometimes it's the right choice, but it turns out wrong. It's very complex in that way, and complicated, just like life. And I think that's, again, what separates the series from a lot of things that are out there right now, is that it really deals with the human condition and how we navigate through every single moment of our life. You know, it's like all those voices in our heads, you know, the happy voice, the sad voice, the, you know, the angry voice, the fear, all of it. And we're just navigating and trying to survive. And Harlee's no different. And I think, in a sense, she's kind of the anti-hero, where you know, and you look at her and you go, yeah, she's not perfect. And yeah, she's doing some bad stuff. But you know that she's a good person. Good people do bad things. It's funny, you know, when you do a movie and it's 2 hours that this story is going to be told in, but when you have 13 hours to really show the arc of a character, or to show the different places that she can go and the different things she can be, it's so much fun. It's literally like painting with 1,000 colors, as opposed to like the box of 6 crayons. You know what I mean? It's like, woo! Who is she today? How does she feel? What's happening? You know, and then again, with all the stakes and pressures that she's under, you know, to see her and how good she is at navigating all of this stuff, and how she is holding it together amongst all of this, the kind of pressure that she's under. It's funny, I think they might have, you know, were they the first people and they bought it right away? Yeah. They bought it in the room. We went and sat with Bob Greenblatt, and we pitched this to him, not with me as the star, but just as a great project that we wanted to produce, me and my partner. And they bought it in the room, and they were like, why are you not playing this role? And I thought to myself, I don't know, maybe I should. They're like, well, we'll do third scene if you do it. If you decide to do it, we'll do it right now, you know? And it was like, oh, pressure, right? Now I'm under pressure, now I'm Harlee. Like, don't let the family down. But no, it was kind of a no-brainer. I mean, I guess in my mind I had always thought about playing Harlee, but it wasn't until we got in the room and to see the response from people we respect, like Bob and his team of execs there, artistically, and saw how excited they were about it. We realized it was just kind of affirming, you know, and validating that we had something really special. It was very exciting to have their support, you know, to have a network be so behind something and really believe artistically in the project, you know, because when I was in the room with them, I said, you know, television is so exciting right now, especially on cable. And I was like, you know, we need to bring cable to network. That's something I said in the room, and I believe that. I believe that we need to push the envelope. I believe that the audience who is watching cable is watching network TV, and you have to compete. You have to compete, and they were excited about that premise as well. So, and I've actually gotten calls since then, and people come to me since then who work at the network and who work at the company and say, you know, make sure you're pushing, make sure you're really, you know, doing it and making us, you know, putting us out there. And it's funny, it's a lot of pressure, but at the same time, it's exciting to see what we can and what we will do. The fact that Barry Levinson is executive producing and really set the series by directing the first few episodes was a dream come true. And working with him was probably one of the best experiences of my, acting career. What he brings in experience and in storytelling and in the visual way he films things and decides to, shoot everything is just amazing. And we're really spoiled with him doing that. So, and you're right, it goes on and on. It goes from Barry and being able to work with Ray Liotta and go kind of toe to toe with him in scenes, Drea, everybody, Gino, who's playing Nava, Stahl, Warren. It goes on and on. These are all like incredibly strong actors and strong presences. They all have like such an amazing presence. It's like when you look in a series and you think, oh, who are the stars? It's like there's no star. There's just an amazing ensemble cast here, that is a powerhouse cast. I'm shooting in New York for the first time in a very long time. It's good to be home. It's good that it's a homegrown project in that way. I feel like it's so organic, and I feel Harlee kind of in every step. Every time I'm out there doing this, I feel just different. I know what it is to live here. I know what it is to struggle. I know what it is to walk these streets and to feel that survival instinct that New Yorkers have. What I'm most excited about is that we actually capture all the shades of humanity, and that people get to see that, and that it makes for an exciting, compelling watch every week, where you get to what great art does, and for me, whether it's music or movies or TV, is that it makes me think about my own life. And it helps me want to be better, and it helps me want to grow. And that's what I feel like my hope and my wish is for everything that I do, but especially for this one.